Don't be fooled. The idea has become very fashionable, but the truth is that you don't need to earn a lot to start saving. Are you tired of living paycheck to paycheck and want to find out how to start saving even if you do not have much money? Then you've come to the right video. Here are 6 great tips to save with very little money. Deep down, we all want to save money, but in reality, we also want to spend our money too. Or at least many times, we live in a way where we are not saving much of our money. Starting to save money is one of the most common New Year's resolutions, but unfortunately, as is often the case with many of these resolutions, we don't achieve it. One of the most common excuses when it comes to not saving is that we do not have enough money. However, this is a mistake because the equation actually works better the other way around. It is not that you will save when you have more money, you will actually have more money when you start saving. That said, let's get started. We hope that after watching this video, you won't have any more excuses not to save. Number 1, make a budget. The first should always be a budget. A detailed record, as detailed as possible, of everything you are doing with your money, and if you can go a little further, consider budgeting your time as well. No matter how much money you are earning, the way you manage it will change a lot if you start to review and become aware of your spending. The best thing to do is to record everything from how much money you spend on basic products like food, clothes, services, and etc., and make sure to divide them into categories between the things that are more necessary and those that are not so necessary. Paying your internet bill on time and bringing food to the table may count as basic necessities, but things like going out to eat or paying for an excess of streaming platforms may be less necessary expenses. Remember that the best way to move forward in any line of work is always to be aware of what you are already doing well and where you can improve. A budget will help you do the same thing much more easily. Number 2, do not permit yourself to spend. One of the most common mistakes when it comes to saving is the "I'll save from whatever I have left at the end of the month" style of approach. Problem with this idea is that most of the time, you're not going to have anything left at the end of the month. We can be very nice and also somewhat condescending to ourselves at times. You may wait for your paycheck with the best of spirits, ready to cover your day-to-day expenses and responsibilities, and then go to save or invest what you have left over. But more often than not, that approach vanishes as soon as we receive the money, or in the best of cases, as soon as you cover your responsibilities and have paid everything that you need to pay. It's easy to think, I've worked hard and been responsible, I deserve a reward, and go and spend that money. And honestly, yes, you do deserve a reward, but giving yourself the chance to save, as opposed to frivolously spending your income, is much, much more rewarding. The solution? Choose beforehand what percentage of your money that you're going to allocate to savings. It can be anything: 20%, 18%, 15%, 10%, 8%, 5%. The amount is nowhere near as important as the habit is. Pay yourself first. Saving for your future is the first step, and then you can think about meeting your responsibilities to others and then rewarding yourself for your hard work. Number 3 is to plan your shopping. Having a clear goal helps in all areas of our lives, and saving is no exception. The clearer you are about your direction and what you hope to seek or achieve in your life, the easier it will be to save and avoid unnecessary expenses. One great way to do that is after you have set your budget and determined what you're spending more money on than you need to, plan all of your shopping as carefully and thoughtfully as possible. Be clear about what you need to bring into the house and have a clear set list of what you need to get from the grocery market. To give a very, very basic example, you know that what you really need to purchase are some eggs and some flour and some vegetables. So rationally, it will be much easier for you to accomplish this if you do not go through the cookie or candy aisle to buy things that you don't need. Maybe in the realm of grocery shopping, it's not super important if you spend on a little box of cookies or a couple of sodas, but if it becomes a habit or you take it to larger purchases, it becomes a much bigger problem. If you go out to the mall with a clear mindset of what you really need to buy and add to your closet, then focus on the fact that you are not only going to buy the tools or clothes that you need, it will be much more difficult for you to fall into random traps or juicy looking attractive offers that you don't actually need. Number 4, watch out for ant costs. A small hole in any boat that does not let much water in will sink any size ship if you give it enough time. This is what happens with the so-called ant expenses, which are small and imperceptible expenses that we make every day or often, so small that we don't realize their effect. It's an effect that is incredibly bigger than we imagine. This is why point number 1, budgeting, is so important. It may not seem like a lot, but if you start to spend a little bit of money on a coffee, a cookie, or a snack, you could be wreaking havoc on your finances without realizing it. The point is not to give up the good things in life. It's not to stop going to the movies, going out with friends, or to never have another coffee from Starbucks ever again. Just grind these things down a bit and don't abuse these small expenses. Your pocket will end up thanking you later. Number 5, have the right goal in mind. A big problem that is often seen is that when people do start saving, they often don't save for long, and it often comes down to the reason why they are saving. Many times, people save money to have money ready for emergencies or hard times. Others save to buy things that they don't really need, and many more save as an attempt to get rich. But none of these approaches actually work very well. If you are saving for emergencies or bad times, you will not only be unwittingly increasing the odds that something bad will happen, but you will also be more likely to take any inconvenience as the tragedy that you were preparing for. Saving to get rich isn't a great idea either, because in reality, nobody is going to get rich by saving. Your brain knows it deep down, and sooner or later, it will make you feel like you're wasting your time and energy saving that money, and you'll convince yourself to take it out and spend it. Saving to buy the car or the house of your dreams is a goal that many people are more likely to succeed. There, you are more likely to achieve it, but are you certain you can keep the car or house of your dreams with your current income? So then, what is the ideal approach to motivating you to save? The key is this: save to invest in yourself and your future. It is saving a part of your money to invest it in something that can give you not only the possibility to enjoy your life more, but also to earn more money. You can invest in things like your skills, in your knowledge, in a project, in an asset, in a company in which you have full confidence, or even investing in experiences, such as traveling or sharing with people who can help you to grow and go much further with your life. If you save with a mentality that it is for your future and for the day when your situation will be much better, it will be easier and more enjoyable to continue saving. Number 6, gather with savers. This one is a bit different. It is not often seen in this type of topic, but it is extremely important. And it is also a piece of advice that applies to many areas in our lives. Be careful with whom you relate to. It is almost useless to have a plan, making an effort to follow it, and to be aware of not abusing your expenses if you are surrounded by a circle of people whose habits do not match yours and the habits that you want to develop in your life. There are studies that show that your income correlates with the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And that success in your life and goals tends to be 95% correlated to the influence your circle has on you. It's not about slamming doors in people's faces or judging people based on how much money they have or anything of that sort. It is simply about taking care of how they influence your life. The real filter you should always have when choosing a company is their values and ways of thinking and seeing the world. If your circle of friends has bad habits, if they're disorganized, if they don't organize their time at all or use it very efficiently and waste money, they not only try, often without noticing, to influence you to behave similarly to them, but often in cases where they do respect your limits and don't try to influence you, you may end up adopting some of their habits without even noticing. No matter how much money you are earning, whether it is a lot or a little, the habit of saving is one of the best decisions you can make in your life, both for your quality of life and for your personal finances, but also for the great opportunities and the future it can help you achieve. So what do you think about saving now? What do you think about these strategies to save more money? Is there one that you already use, or one of these that you like more than the others? Or have you been doing any of these without realizing it? Let us know in the comments below, and please don't forget to leave a like on this video and subscribe for more videos like this one. Farewell, see you in the next episode.